blueberries. What's going on, y'all? If you're passing through, cup of squat. Let's chat. No agenda today. No agenda today. Let's just breathe. Take a second. It's Friday. More importantly, it's a week before my birthday. So that's dope. But I just want to come on. This kind of impromptu live. Now, there's no Lexi, as you can see, because she's working. But Lexi and I will be on tomorrow. But I was sitting here. I wasn't doing anything. Cooking. I'm using my new crock pot. So cooking was really easy. And I should be getting, no, I'm not should be. I will be getting my my rice cooker today. I will be getting my rice cooker today. So I was like, that part is easy. I mean, if it doesn't come, then I just cook rice the old fashioned way. But if it does, then that part will be easy. So I don't know if this is going to work going live in the middle of the day. I know it works like on, other apps like TikTok and stuff, but I don't know if it's going to work on YouTube. I don't know, most of my subscribers work and stuff. So I was like, we'll see. But like I said, I was sitting here, I was bored, I wasn't doing anything. So I was like, why not go live? The best part about being live is that, well, there's a couple things. One is that it's more of a connection between the creator and the viewers, right? Like you get to see me live, like, real time. And then the other thing is like, I don't have to edit these. And I just throw these up and let it ride, and counts as content, counts as an upload. So that's dope. I would go live more often, but like I said, man, I just I don't know who's gonna show up, if anybody. But baby, you don't eat blueberries. You're looking at me like you want some, and you know damn well you don't eat blueberries. So I don't know who's gonna show up, but I was like, let's see. Let's see who comes in and who hangs and bangs. It's Friday, so I was like, maybe people are off on Friday, trying to wind down. Maybe you're sitting at your desk and you're bored and you kind of just want to like have something in the background to listen to. That's me, your boy. So like I said, nothing on the agenda today. I like my lives. I do a lot of stuff on my videos. So like my lives are just kind of a place for people to come and hang out and BS with me and stuff. Eva, what up, lady? Thank you for popping in. I didn't think anybody was gonna pop in because I didn't schedule this live, and it was in the middle of the day, and I was kind of just I don't want to say bored, but I was like, I wonder if this will work. Instead of like making a vlog, making an actual video, I was like, I wonder if this will work. How's it going? Well, I hope it's a pleasant surprise. Well, if you're not doing anything, you're welcome to hang out with me. We're eating blueberries. I love blueberries. I'm kind of like, I'm on both ends of the spectrum because I'm eating blueberries, but I'm drinking a Diet Coke. Don't judge me. Yeah, here too. Like we went to, you'll see it in the vlog tomorrow, but we put an order in to get delivered from Walmart, and we ordered like bread and milk, and not because of the storm, but because we needed bread, and not bread and milk, bread and water, and not because of the storm, just because I drink a lot of water, and we had no bread, and the shelves were empty. Like, and this is every year. Like it happens every year, and still people get paranoid. I know, I know, right? Kind of productive, but I was like, eh, well, I don't know. So how's your day going? Are you working? Are you at work or you're at the house today? Oh, you're retired. Oh, well then that's awesome. That's awesome. So you put in your work. That's what's up. But no, so yeah, like I was vlogging, like I've been up since 4:30 this morning, and I started vlogging at 6 when Lexi woke up. But then like, I was like, like I would have cooked, I would have like done some cooking shots, but one, like I'm sure y'all don't want to see that all the time. And two, what I was cooking was actually fairly easy. So my slow cooker, retirement is boring. I could imagine like if you're retired, then you're a little more mature than me. Probably, so you're probably come from a generation where you're used to like being like always doing something, always working, always, engaged in something. So I can imagine how being retired is boring. My boss uh was an older guy, um and he had been talking about retiring. When I got promoted to district manager, he was talking about retirement, and that was uh 10 years. And then 10 years later he still hadn't retired. So and he said the same thing. He's like, he's like, what would I do? I'm always doing something. He's like, what would I do? I'm glad he didn't retire because he was a fairly good, he had his moments, but he was a fairly good boss. But so when I was cooking, I got my, oh, excuse me. Oh, I am so sorry to do that in your ear. Um, I got my slow cooker, my crock pot, the other day, and another subscriber, her name is Ginger, asked me to cook some beef stew, and I love beef stew, so I was like, that's actually a really good idea. So that's what I'm cooking: beef stew and white rice. And my rice cooker is supposed to be here later today. I'm hoping it comes while I'm on live, so then I can open it with you on live. But we'll see. My my chewing is not annoying. Is it? I'll stop if it's annoying. But on the slow cooker, yes. If you're talking about, are you the one that recommend? Did you? Oh, you're chewing too. But yes, I remember somebody saying to get a slow cooker, and yeah, so I got one, and oh, the rice cooker, yes, yes. Actually, several people say get a rice cooker, but yes, I got one because so like because I'm always, working on content. Like I'm always like whether I'm recording or I'm editing or something. So I thought that one key to success, and I'm not saying this to preach. I'm just like thinking out loud. So like one key to successful people is that they buy time, right? So they get to a point where it's like, okay, well, if I'm have to do this, then I can't be doing this that makes money. So, they hire somebody that do that. So I was like, what can I was like, the rice cooker and the slow cooker, it makes sense. Like I could put everything in, push a button, and then like I don't have to stand at the stove. I can move around. I can focus on other things while that stuff is cooking. So I thought it was a great idea. One subscriber did mention that she felt like the rice didn't taste the same and when she tried it. So I hope that doesn't happen to me. because Lexi will let me know, because like she's like, I don't say she's totally against it, but she'll never use a rice cooker. She's forever, willing to do it the old fashioned way. So I'm hoping that it tastes good. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. I'm really hoping so. So I bought just small, just big enough for me and Lexi. Nothing huge. Oh, you put a little oil. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, yeah, I normally put oil in my rice anyway, but yeah, okay. But yeah, so I bought and I'll show it. You like, again, the vlog that's coming out tomorrow, you'll see like my the slow cooker and what I'm cooking today, and then like I said, hopefully the rice cooker comes while I'm on this live, because that would be kind of dope to be able to open it on the live to see. I've never used the rice cooker, and then I found out that we had a rice cooker when we own a house, and Lexi never used it. She was like, "Nah, I like doing rice the old-fashioned way," and she was the one cooking, so I was like, "All right, well, that's what you want to do." So, but I'm doing that. That's what's for dinner: beef stew with white rice, and then I put carrots, and I cut up some potatoes, and I put some corn on the cob, like small corn on the cobs. Yeah, so I'm hoping that's it, because I would love to not have to stand at the stove. That would be awesome. And when you cook rice, like I feel like I'm so paranoid. I feel like if I walk away and sit down, like something's gonna happen. So it would be dope, like to put it in, set it, and just walk away. That would be dope. I'm making you hungry. So, uh, let me tell you, just to, just because I want to just because I want to share this. So I put out 3 vlogs this week so far, and girl, they bombed so hard. Like they did so bad. I tried some, so like YouTube, just like any other, when you start a YouTube channel, especially when you get monetized, like you're essentially starting a business, you're starting a brand, right? So, when any other business, like you experiment, like you try different things, and to see what works. And those 3 videos, I tried something new, like a different format with my titles, and they did so bad. So bad. I was like, oh. And you have to give it enough tries before you're like, okay, this is not working. So like after the first try, okay, I'm not doing that again. But then, like I said, like in order to give yourself an effective, like, you know, something to go off of, you've got to do it a few times. And yeah, after the third time, I was like, oh, that sucks. That sucks. So I was like, yeah, no, did not work well in my favor. But we back to regular schedule programming. You think you watched all of them? Well, thank you. But yeah, it was not my normal output. It was a little different. So I tried, like I had something I wanted to share, and some thoughts and stuff, and then so I put them out, and like I formatted the titles a little different than what I normally do, and yeah, so I figured, like, like, who wants to see, I'm like, I don't know if you guys want to see me just go about my day every day, which is just, like I said, making content, and, cooking and cleaning and stuff. I'm like, how much can, can I do that repeatedly? So Oh, the one I was walking. Oh, thank you. That was let me tell you something. Excuse me. Let me tell you something. Was I not obnoxiously loud in that video? It was, wasn't it? Like I thought it was so. I thought it was beautiful. I did. I thought it was really beautiful. But wasn't I obnoxiously loud? Like because the so I had my normally you see where I put my mic, but I had because I wasn't wearing a hat that day because I was walking. I didn't want to sweat in my hat, and so I had the mic here, like on my hoodie right here, and I didn't realize that I was overcompensating for the traffic so much that when I played it back, I was like, "Oh my god, why am I so loud?" And I even tried to like lower the volume while I was editing, and still it sounded. I was like, "Somebody's gonna say something about this." Like it was so loud. Oh well, thank you, thank you. But yeah, I was. I just I figured that that message might help somebody who was in position like me, rebuilding and stuff. So it was just this is what I did, and I wanted to share it and hope that, but it didn't do too good. It didn't do too well at all. So I was like, oh well, I won't do that again. But what are your what are your favorite types of videos that I do? Like, which videos are your favorite to watch? Well, because yeah, it's I wanted to emphasize that part. The problem. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Normally, well, I wear sunglasses a lot because I suffer from anxiety, and usually like when I go outside, and if I'm not doing anything important, like I go out with my sunglasses and I wear headphones, and it kind of like I kind of like tune out the world. And I'm hyper vigilant, um which, if you don't know, which means like I'm always like watching stuff, and that makes people uncomfortable, which then makes me more uncomfortable. So I wear my sunglasses, so that I don't realize that I'm doing it half the time. So I wear my sunglasses so it doesn't make people feel uncomfortable. And they're prescription too. So I'm able to they're correcting my vision. But a lot of times also I wear sunglasses is because like I make notes, and like I'll have my iPad sitting somewhere and I have notes, and so I'm going flipping back and forth between the camera and my notes, and you'll be able to tell real easy that I'm not looking at the camera. So I wear the sunglasses so that you can't tell when I'm doing it, because it's kind of creepy to watch somebody talking and they're not looking at the camera. So yeah. Well, yeah, that has a lot to do with it because I've been like this since I was a kid. Like you have to, constantly be scanning and watching stuff because you never know. Like you never know where something is gonna come from. So I've always thought, and not that they're weird, but I've always found it fascinating how people can go somewhere and they're like, well, now, I mean, back when I was a kid, that wasn't around, but now, like people go somewhere and they can sit on their phone or they can read a newspaper, back in the day or something, and be focused on that, and I can't, like I can't do it. I can't do it. So, like I said, I wear my sunglasses and I put on headphones, and I'm still scanning, but it makes people feel less creeped out that I'm watching. So, but that's a little secret. Don't tell nobody. That's why I do that. So I'm always, and it makes people feel uncomfortable. And I get it. Like, I get it. I don't, I'm not mad that they feel uncomfortable. Like, I totally understand. So, but it's a habit that I can't, I can't break. I'm 47. I'll be 47 in a week. And, I've been doing it all my life. So it's really bad. So, but, yeah. So, but I don't. You weren't. I don't think you were in when I said this earlier. So Lexi's at work today. Her assistant finally starts on Monday. So hopefully, within a few weeks, she'll be trained enough to where Lexi can go back to having her, 2 days off. Um, so that's why she hasn't been in the content recently. Like we did something last night and this morning before she went to work, but a lot of times she comes home and it's late, and last thing I want to do is stick a camera in her face. So that's why she said, she does the lives with me and stuff. But um, so hopefully we'll get back to that normal. Yeah, like she does, like we were talking and she's tired. Like and the thing is, see, Lexi never had to do what she's doing before. So, and I don't mean at the type of job. I mean that like she's driving an hour. She works an hour away from here. So a lot of times when she's leaving the office, she feels fine, like she's good. But then that hour drive home at the end of the day, like that's murder. Like it really takes a toll out of you. And then to do that 6 days a week is insane. So, so it really, so by the time, like I said, when she'll call me as she's walking to the car, because there's no light or anything outside, like it's red, not very bright outside her office. And so she'll FaceTime me while she's walking to the car. And as she's getting ready, once she's secure and getting ready to pull off, like she'll hang up and then she'll start a drive. But and she's fine, like she's spunky, she's excited to get home. But then, like I said, after that hour a drive, she gets out the car and she's like, oh my god, So I totally understand. So like I said, the last thing I want to do when she gets home is not, put the camera in her face, and when she's just trying to relax and stuff. And so I don't that's why I've been doing it a lot by myself. But I know you guys miss her because I miss her too. Like I miss her vibes when we're vlogging. So it gives me, that interaction between us makes content a little more fun and a little more, easy going. So, and Lexi has an awesome personality, so it really helps. But we'll be on live. We'll be live tomorrow at our normal at 8 o'clock at our normal time. And she'll be here, and she's excited for that. Yeah, it is a long ride. Like when I worked my last career, like I drove 200 miles a day. Like I was pretty much driving all day. My I was a district manager, and my district was so spread out. So you're in PA, right? So like I don't know PA like that, but like imagine like having to drive from like Philly to Pittsburgh to Harrisburg to like my stores were in different cities, small cities in the eastern North Carolina. So I was always driving. And and that's how I know like it just takes a toll on you. Like after but she didn't understand. She was like, you were just driving. I'm like, you drive that much, I promise you, it wears on you. And she is so sweet. She's my baby. She is so sweet. She is the she is the perfect woman for me. Hello to those who are lurking. Nothing wrong with lurking. But if you like to say hi, welcome to the chat. I hope you enjoy yourself. But yeah, she is so sweet. Like she's a total sweetheart. And somebody left. They didn't like that I said that. But No, so yeah, yeah, exactly. It's hard. Like people don't realize how much driving takes a toll on you. Then you do that for years, or you do it for a few days straight. Let me tell you, and let me tell you, she does something um that I've never had to do, and I used to complain about it, and I didn't realize like how easy I had it. But kudos to people who can work 5 days straight. Like that's wow. Like I didn't have to work 5 days straight since I was in the military. And ever since I started in my the career that I was at for 17 years, I had a day off in the middle. My days off were usually Thursdays and Sundays. So I had that break, to break it up so that and I used to always complain, like, man, I wish I had 2 days off in a row. I wish I had 2 days off in a row. But having to work 5 days straight, like, wow. Like I didn't realize how like lucky I was that I didn't have to do that. That just seemed that just seems so it seems so tough to 5 days straight. Like that's for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. Like that's brutal. And so she like the fact that she's doing it and then like I said, 6 days a week. I'm like, wow, that's really hard. So social work, like wow, you probably have stories for days. I'm sure you can't tell none of them here, but I'm sure you have stories for days, good ones and bad ones. Wow, that's insane. 5 days straight on call for 2 weekends of the month. Yeah, 60 hours ain't no joke. I've done many 60-hour weeks. 60 hours ain't no joke. And then you're dealing with people. Like that makes it even like you're dealing with people in like with certain circumstances. So I could imagine your brain was probably fried at the end of the week when you got off. As a district manager, I was in customer service, and then I had over 100 employees. So I like it was when I was home. Like it got so bad that ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, but your YouTube channel would probably be back. That would definitely be something interesting to listen to. But I get it. So, but I bet your brain was whoo child. Because I know how for like it got so bad. I was in therapy at the time for an unrelated issue. And she was like she was like, you look stressed, and she was like, what's going on? And I'm like, I didn't like I probably felt stressed, but I couldn't pinpoint what it was. And then what happened was in during my therapy, my phone rang. And when my phone rang, just the sound of listening to my phone go off like irritated me. And she was like, why don't you put your phone on vibrate? And I did, and I never took it off. Like I never took them off. I kept my phone on vibrate and I just left them there. Like I just left it there. I was like, I can't. So like I have a habit, like I'm always checking it because it's on vibrate, or I'll put it on something so I can hear it vibrate when it vibrates. But yeah, it still is burned. This is what my hubby says. I can imagine. I can imagine. Like the stuff that you probably heard and saw and stuff like, ooh, you have, Lexi, when we were in Florida, Was it Florida? Was it Florida? Between, I don't know where we were. It was either Florida when we got back to North Carolina, but she wanted, she was going to take a job that had to do with social work or special needs people or children or something. So it had to do with something, and she was like so, she was so gun ho, and she was so like ready to do it. Like she really wanted to do it, and I told her, and not to discourage her, but I wanted to warn her. I was like, you get this job, like you have to prepare yourself for what you're gonna see and hear because it's not easy. Like it takes a special kind of person to do that kind of work. And I was like, you need to just mentally prepare yourself because it's gonna be draining. Like this stuff, it's gonna be emotionally hard. And she at the end of the day, she wound up not getting the job. But it was something that I want you to be aware of. Like it's emotionally draining and mentally taxing, and you're gonna need to be okay with that. So, but dealing with people is not easy. Dealing with people is not easy. So, how long you been retired, Miss Eva? How long you been retired? I would imagine. I would imagine. Like just in the line of work I did, and I mean I worked on cars, and there were still moments that were like, wow. Like I remember the first time this happened to me a couple times, but the first time this uh this more mature woman came in, more seasoned woman came in, and short little old lady, and I pulled her up. Oh, wow, you've been retired 10 years. Hell yeah, that's awesome. And she came into the shop, and I'm greeting her and going over her service and stuff, and she's like trembling. She's so scared, and uh, one of the things I feel like I do really good is read people. So I asked her, are you okay? Like, are you okay? Again, she was an older woman, so I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah. She's just like, I'm really scared. And I'm like, why? What's wrong? And she's like, I lost my husband a year ago, and he used to do this. She's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. She was like, he used to do all this stuff. And oh my God, like she started crying. I started crying. It was a whole thing. I was like, wow. It was so sad. Like, and of course I tried to, reassure her as much as possible. And she came back to me for a good whiles. Like she would come back and she would only, she would ask for me specifically. And I didn't even work in the store. I was a district manager at that point. And she would ask for me, and one day she called the store to ask if I was there, and I had to meet her at the store because she needed an oil change and she wasn't comfortable. And so we got her through and stuff. And hey, my baby, how you doing, sexy? I miss you. Mwah. But yeah, she came into the store, and she was a little nervous, but we got her through. And so yeah, and that's why, like, and because of that experience, like I try to teach Lexi, the basics. Like I don't need her to like know how to pull apart an engine, but just to so if she hears things like it rings a bell and it sounds familiar and stuff, like just in case I'm not around one day and you have to do these things, you can feel at least, somewhat familiar with what it is that you're doing. So I can imagine how that must have felt. Like that must have been really scary for her. So, and and I'm glad that she came to me, that she was there, because some jerk would have taken advantage of her, or whatever, and probably made the whole process a whole nightmare. So that's why I'm glad that I was the one that interacted with her. So, but babe, if you can answer, did you eat your lunch today? So I want to tell you the story, but she told it already, and you're here tomorrow. But so I left her. Lexi bought like stuff that she can make at work, like cans of Chef Boyardee and stuff like that. And but lately, I've been cooking a little extra, so she has some. Lexi doesn't really like leftovers, but certain things she will eat leftovers. So I make a little extra so that she can take it to work. And yesterday she had like a baked potato with some grilled chicken and corn and green beans and stuff. And she wound up eating a can of Chef Boyardee. And and she was halfway through she was damn near done with the bowl when she realized, like, why the hell am I eating this and I've got real food in the refrigerator? I'm glad. Was it still good? Like, was it still good? Miss Eva, she said, I wasn't even gonna call you and tell you because I was so mad. She wound up telling me when she got home. She was like, "So, no, did she tell me when she got home, or we talked later in the day?" But anyway, she's like, "I did something stupid today," and I was like, "What?" And she told me the chicken. Yeah, it's probably because it was, and that's what I meant by it wasn't still good, because I'm like, it's been in the refrigerator. I'm sure it's gonna be, and then the microwave is probably gonna dry it out, and so I'm sorry that it was. Did you get the picture of the beef stew? Does it look good? If you responded on my iPhone, I'm using that as a camera right now, so I can't see. But Miss Eve and I were talking a little bit about the Armageddon that's going to come in the form of a winter storm over the next 2 days. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm excited to have a crock pot. Like, I was so excited. She's over here. I'm eating blueberries. Also, it started snowing right now. So I'm eating blueberries. And we both know that she doesn't eat blueberries, but she's standing here like, Dad, I want some, I want some, I want some. And if I gave her some, I'm sure it'll just sit on the floor because she's not going to eat it. Let me see. I put three. Three. And of course, she ain't eating them. I'm like, you don't want blueberries. You think I'm like, this is what I'm eating, little girl. The snow started right now. Oh, well, she just picked up one. Oh, she ate it. She picked up one. Oh, no. She spit it back out. Blueberries are good for her, so hopefully she eats it. They're good for me. That's why I'm eating them. I was like, oh, we have blueberries. I totally forgot we had blueberries. Hardy, that blueberry is like this big. She's chewing on it like this dog. Harley is oh my god, Ms. Eva. We did an impromptu video yesterday. Like it was just us being goofy. And all of a sudden the camera was on and Harley like had to be like in the way. I was like, she knows the camera's on. Did you eat it? Was it good? Come here. You want to say hi to mommy? Come here. Come on. You can't see mommy, but mommy's right there. No, not out there, Harley. Mommy's not there yet. Soon. A few more hours. Start a channel all about Harley. What do you think? You want to be famous? Yeah, that channel will blow up faster than my channel. I try to include her in every video I do because I know people like dogs and they like her. So she's already famous. Yeah, Harley is special. And everywhere we go, like they're like, "Oh my god, your dog is so beautiful. She's so beautiful." And then I don't know what it is about boxers, but boxers are like I don't know. I don't know what is it about, but like everybody gets so excited when they're like, "Oh my god, a boxer!" And I'm like, she's my first boxer, so she's our first boxer. So I don't know. This is the first time I experienced it, but like everywhere we go. Well, if you want to send them, I have an email attached to my YouTube channel. Feel free if you want. Nope, no pressure. But my email is attached. If you go to my channel, you'll see my email, and feel free to, I put that there for you guys. Like, so put that, feel free to if you want to. And thank you. Harley is beautiful. Yeah, exactly. She thinks she knows she's famous, and she thinks she's a queen. I can't even I can't even I can't even call Lexi beautiful because Harley comes running. I'm like, "Hey, beautiful," and Harley she's like, "Oh, he must be talking to me." Forget about that. There's another woman in the house. Harley's like, "Oh, he must be talking to me." She is definitely she is definitely a diva. Definitely, without a doubt, a diva. She is definitely a diva. That is an understatement. And she's been like that, Ms. Eva, since she was a pup. She's been like that. Since I'm talking about the day we got her, she showed her attitude. So I went with my brother. I don't know where we went. I think we went to uh where's that place, babe, where the outlets are that we went walking around with Tori one day. Where's that? I don't know that town. But anyway, we drove about 30 minutes away from where we lived to meet the breeder. And me and my brother got there first because I was getting the dog through my brother. Like my brother had dealt with the breeder before. And the breeder pulls up and she's in a van, I believe, or an SUV, something like that. and I hear barking, and it's just one dog barking. And the breeder gets out, and she's like, "Oh my God, thank you so much, because you're getting my barker." And I'm like, "Really?" And the barker was Harley. Like, she was the only one in the kennel going berserk because she was not happy that she was in the back of a car and not up front with everybody else. I mean, with all the humans. And she gave her, so I paid her. And so we got to pick. So Lexi, my brother, Lexi picked her out. Not, I mean, sight unseen, but Lexi picked out. She was like, I all I said was that I wanted a girl because I had a boy for 14 years and I wasn't ready to get a boy. Um, so uh I all I said was I wanted a girl. And well, Lexi was like, "Well, I want somebody with attitude and sass." And so the lady was like, "Oh, I have the perfect dog for you." So, like I said, when she rolled up and she opened the hatch and she was like, "You're getting my barker." And I was like, "Really?" And she picked Harley up, and like Harley was such a handful that, yeah, literally, Harley was such a handful for both of us that we almost considered giving her back. We were like, we have no idea. Like, she was so defiant. She was so stubborn. Like, oh my lord, oh my lord, she was so. Oh, but it's just what it was. Like, do me a favor, since somebody did it and I didn't say it. Do me a favor, share the live out for me. Share the live out for me. Hype it up. Give it a thumbs up. Do all that jazz for me. Help me. That stuff really matters more than most people think. That it really does matter. So, like, if you can, if you want to, if you can share this live somewhere, give it a thumbs up. Hype. Don't forget to hype me. I greatly appreciate it. So yeah, so she was like she was so defiant, and what messed us up was we took her, we like paid for training. Like, PetSmart had like this trainer, and we would go. We went a few times, and the trainer was like, "Well, your dog should be doing this, and your dog should do." And we're like, we're pulling our hair out because we're like, our dog is must be broken because she's not doing any of that. She's not doing any of that. And then we met one day by happenstance. We ran into another boxer owner, and he gave us, his dog was 9 years old, and he gave Lexi the rundown, and we were like, "Oh, so like this is just boxers." And then another person, we were at a red light, and he saw that we had a boxer, and Harley, I think, was freshly 1 years old. She was close to one, either just over or just under. And he was like, "Be prepared for a 3-year puppy phase." And we were like, "What?" And that's when we were like, we just accepted what she was and who she was. And but that trainer is what messed us up, because the trainer was like, "Well, your dog should be doing this and she should be doing that." And we're like, "She's not doing any of that." Sometimes there's no option. Hmm. Like, even under the, like, directly under the window where you see it. Now I know, like, if you're, and I'm just pointing this out, like, I'm not trying to insult you, but so I know, like, if you're watching it on a phone and you're holding your phone like this, I know that you don't see it. Like, you'd have to turn it up and then you see the stuff underneath. I know sometimes that happens to me, but I mean, if it's, it, you don't have, if it doesn't, if it's not there, it's not there. That's. But if you can like and share or whatever, that awesome. Okay, I mean, sharing works just as, that's awesome too. So I don't know. I don't know. I know that I have different accounts, and sometimes if I watch my video from a different account, like sometimes I don't see it either. So I don't know. I don't know how it works. But if you can like and share it, that would be awesome for me. When if you see the hype, please hype it. If not, don't worry. No worries. So give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's awesome. But so that was Harley's going on 7 now. She's going on 7. So that was almost 6 years ago. And Lexi still has the picture the day we brought her home. She ate one of them, babe. She's looking at me like I'm crazy, but she ate one of them. And I gave her one of her treats. Okay, I'll put it in tomorrow's log. I'll put it in tomorrow's vlog so you can see it. The day Lexi's holding her like this. She was so tiny. And we fell in love. And she became Lexi's dog, like Lexi is her human. She is all about mommy. Oh, she's eating another one, babe. So, yeah, Harley is she is so excited when we're standing outside. So this is Fayetteville, so I don't let Lexi walk through the parking lot alone. And so Lexi calls. She'll text me when she's a few minutes out, and I meet her in the parking lot with Harley. And when Lexi turns into the driveway, I'm like, I'm not gonna say it because then she'll get excited. But I'm like, who's, look who's over there. And Harley perks up and she's like, and it takes her a second to, realize the car and stuff. And when she sees the car, she knows the car, like, oh my God, like she starts crying and all she wants is mom. she's just one and a real bad girl. What kind of dogs do you have? What kind of dogs do you have? Sorry, my nose, my allergies all of a sudden like through the roof. Yorkies, coton de Tulia. I don't know what that means. And a pit bull. Awesome. Pit bulls are so. I want a pit bull so bad, but they're so like, and not the pit bull itself, but like So I don't know about where you are, but down here, like even your homeowner's insurance, they're like, well, you can't have a pit bull because if something happens, we won't cover you. And I'm like, damn, like, but I would love to get a pit. That's so awesome. They get such a bad rap. Like, did you eat it? Huh? She ate them. Definitely. Definitely. First of all, it's any dog of size, right? And then pits are like times 2 of that. Because Harley, the same way, my dog, Loki wasn't even, I don't even know what kind of breed he was. I know what type they told me he was, but he doesn't look anything like that. But they see a big dog and it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And Loki was like the sweetest dog like you'd ever meet. Like Loki never harmed or was aggressive towards any human. Another dog, but not to a human. And and then Harley the same way. They see her size and it's like, and but then with a pit bull is like the size and the fact that they're like, oh my god, it's a pit. And it's like, wow, she's 180 pounds. Whew. I bet I bet she still tries to be a lap dog. I bet she still tries to be a lap dog. I can imagine her like trying to get in your lap and you disappear. uh, yeah, but you know, are dogs aggressive sometimes? Do they have their moments? Yeah, but I think every dog does that. I think every dog has that. Let me tell you something. The damn Chihuahua is the most ferocious dog on the planet, and people don't complain about that. Chihuahua will bite its owner, and nobody, you know, only because it's so small. Yeah, and they assume Harley is a pit bull too. But nobody complains about that damn Chihuahua. I would never get a Chihuahua. You couldn't give me a Chihuahua for free. Well, sorry to hear that, but that's still cute. She's like, Mom, I'm still here. I can imagine. She's the Chihuahua, right? I'm telling you, them little things are the devil. Nobody bans them damn things though. Nobody says no, you can't have a Chihuahua, dude. Like those are exactly the dogs you need to ban. Is them damn Chihuahuas. I would feel more safe around a pit bull than a Chihuahua any day. Any day. I had a friend who had a Chihuahua. I hated that dog. Like I hated that dog. I'm like, ugh. But but um but yeah, Harley's you want some more blueberry? Yeah, they do have the Napoleon complex. You want some more blueberries? You want some more? You like them? They're good. Blueberries are good. And they're really, really damn girl. That's all that cheese you were eating. Yeah, some blueberries. She's eating them. I'm sorry. I know that just sucks, man. I wish dogs can live as long as we do. Like it's so hard. It's so hard. I had to put mine down, and I was hoping. I was like I was praying that he would just go on his own. Like I was praying that one day, I'd wake up and he would have transitioned, or I'd come home from work and it happened. I was like, I do not want to have to make the decision that I made. It sucks. It's really hard. Unless you're a dog person, you don't realize how hard that is. Well, unless you're an animal lover, because Lexi had a cat for 16 years and it was just as equally hard. And that cat was so attached to Lexi. Yeah, it sucks. It really does suck. Lexi and I want to open a dog sanctuary. Like we have so many goals that we want to do. Like, so we're hoping our endeavors, our dreams take off so that we can do the things we want. But one of those things is she's eating those damn blueberries, babe. She's eating them. One of the things that we're hoping to do is to open a dog sanctuary. And because, we want to give them the best life possible. And because they're only here for a few times, for, a little bit. And it does hurt. It does suck to have to, say goodbye. And it never gets easier. And you never get over it because Loki has been gone going on 11 years. And I still shed tears sometimes thinking about him. I think we talked about that once. I think we did talk about that once. Yeah, like I would love to open we would love to open a dog sanctuary. Like that's something that we would love to do. You want more? I'll give you blueberries all day, baby. You can have blueberries all day. Blueberries are good for you. Yeah, she's eating them, babe. But yeah, we really wanna. We would love to do something like that. If I tell you what, if if this channel ever blows up and we can do it, we'll come to Pennsylvania and do it there, and you guys can help. But we would love to. We would love to do it. Like it's just so yeah. Well, you had the same thought I did. There you go. But yeah, like it's just so amazing. There's no there's no there's no there's no love like that from a dog. From an animal. If you had an animal long enough, but dogs especially, there's no, you know, Harley Harley can get, I won't say annoying, but she can get overbearing when she's excited to see you at the end of the day because like she doesn't realize that she's 60 pounds. So she's still, and she's almost 7 years old. So, and she still jumps on you. She still wants to climb, like I'm like, girl, like you hurt. Like your love is painful. But when she's excited to see you. So, you know, we just tell ourselves that we just tell ourselves that like she's just excited to see us, but she's yeah, they don't understand. I'm like, girl, girl, like you hurt. That hurts. Like I love to play with her. I love to like, she likes to roughhouse and stuff. But after like 2, 3 minutes, I'm like, all right, girl, like you're scratching me, like it hurts. But she's awesome. She's liking these blueberries. I'm kind of excited that she's eating these blueberries. Like I said, it's so good for her. Oh my god, like she kicks me in my back or like what she does the most that gets me, oh my god, is like when she not I don't want to say sneezing, but when she's like and like does that right in my face and then like all of that is just now my face is soaking wet. I'm like, thanks, Hurley. You want more? I'll tell you, baby. Well, I'll give you all the blueberries you want. She is dogging these blueberries. I would have never thought I saw the day. But she is loving these blueberries. Now, mind you, she's walking away eating them like they're this big. I'm like, baby, you could literally had picked up all those blueberries at once. Oh, really? Is that what it's gonna do? That's fine. That's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind it. It's fine. I'm just excited that she's eating something healthy because we try to give her stuff all the time that's that's healthy, and she looks at us like we're crazy. So the fact that she's eating something that's very healthy, that I'm okay with. I walk her, and there's grass right outside the apartment, so it's not a big deal. I'm gonna have to sit outside. The ladies say we have to slow down on the blueberries, baby. So I'm so excited that that you guys popped in. Like I didn't think anybody was gonna pop in the middle of the day. I was like, I'm just taking a chance. I was like, let me see, let me see who show, let me see who shows up. So I was really excited that there's a few people in here and pleasant conversation. It's awesome. Oh, it helps the digestive system. I know it's good for like lowering blood pressure and it's good for the heart and stuff like that. So like I try, like I try to eat as healthy as I can. And now that I've been doing the cooking, I try to cook in a way that's a little more healthy. Like I said, I don't like greasy food. Like I don't like, fried, to cook in oil and stuff like that. I've never been a fan of that. Um, but now, with the air fryer and stuff, that makes it easier. And I try to do healthy things. So like the other day we had baked potato and I grilled. So like we had uh we had we had fried chicken in the air fryer. Everything is fried in the air fryer. We had fried chicken in the air fryer, and then everything else was vegetables. So we had like I grilled or roasted some carrots, baked some potatoes, and then we had some corn and green beans on the side, and it was amazing. Like I didn't feel like I was eating a plate full of vegetables. Like it was so good. All right, baby. Mommy said, and Miss Eva said no more. Wow. My hubby put an entire pizza on the coffee table, and my dogs ate the whole damn thing. There was cheese and sauce everywhere. I know that sucked because you had to clean it, but it's still funny. They poop for days. I would imagine. So I remember Harley. I think the worst thing that ever happened to Harley when she was still young. She was only a few months old, and I don't know if I did it or Lexi did it. Um, and but one of us were drinking coffee, and like it was almost done. So we sat it down on the floor, and Harley came and drank the coffee. And I don't think she was if she was fully potty trained, um, then she couldn't hold it because I don't know, about 20 minutes later, she pooped all over the floor in the house. And like we couldn't like it was so funny, but it was like it was bad because it was but she pooped all over like she couldn't hold it. It was so funny. I was like, wow. Yeah, it was so funny because we and she never did that again. I think she knew what happened to her because she doesn't even go near coffee now. I'm sure it did. Coffee is strong, caffeine. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it did, but she never did that again. And she doesn't even go near the coffee. She's like, nope. So, but she's a Harley's a good girl. She's a good girl. She's a really good girl. Yeah, she learned. She definitely learned from that one. No, baby, you can't have no more. Mommy and Miss Eva say you're gonna be pooping for days. Can we guess? Can we guess? I didn't know that tomato sauce and tomatoes were bad for dogs. I used to give Loki um pizza all the time. Every time I bought pizza, I gave him a slice. And I've given Harley pizza before. I wasn't until recently that I realized that I was told that tomatoes and tomato sauce are not good for dogs. I was like, oh, oops. Luckily, nothing happened. But okay. So Harley is my best buddy. She keeps me sane when I'm working. When I'm it's funny. Oh, okay. Not so much the sauce. Oh, okay. What happened? No, you can't have no more. You can't have no more. She's looking at me like, I don't care what they say. I want some blueberries. I'm so excited that she was eating blueberries. They're good for you. Come on, sit down next to Daddy. Sit down. So, but what you guys got planned for the weekend? What are you gonna do while you're hunkering down in the weather? Well, we're gonna have some more. We'll have some more later because I love blueberries, and I asked Lexi to order them, and I forgot that we had them, and I saw them this morning. I was like, oh, we have blueberries. I love blueberries. I love fruit, but it's not. We don't buy a lot of fruit because like you have to eat it like immediately because it doesn't last long. So like you have to go through it, So like I like to buy the little cups, so that I can eat it at the moment, and then but then like those things are expensive for what you get. You know what I'm saying? They're expensive. So like I used to love I mean I still do, but I don't because it has a lot of sugar, but I love like flavored yogurt with granola, and then Lexi would put strawberries and blueberries in my yogurt. Like I love that. People always point out, well, it has a lot of sugar, right? But you need to eat plain yogurt. But have you ever eaten plain yogurt? Plain yogurt is horrible. Watch you and Lexi on live and eat. I feel you. We might do a I'm thinking about it. I don't know how people would feel. Some people are okay with it, and some people are not. But um, like we might do like a have dinner with us kind of live. Like we'll sit down and have dinner and just I don't know. I think it would be fun, kind of. But then like some people, like I said, like to see people chew, and then other people are grossed out by it. So I don't know. So plain yogurt isn't bad if you add fruit. Like for real, Miss Eva, plain yogurt is oh my god, it's so bad. It's so I'll try a little bit. I'll try a little bit because I love yogurt, but plain yogurt is just oh my god. I remember the first time I tried it, I was like, "Mm-mm." Like it's so bad. Okay, all right, I'm gonna try it. I'll try it. I'll find a little cup, and if it comes in little cups, I'll try one, and I'll get some fruit because I love yogurt. And if it tastes better with the fruit, then I'll get it. But I thought yogurt, I thought yogurt is good for you. Then I realized how much sugar it has in the flavored one, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. Like I love yogurt. My favorite yogurt is Oikos. Like Oikos is so good, and of course, I have this. So I'll tell you something funny. So I have this I don't even know what to call it. I have this really bad karma or something. That when I start liking something, all of a sudden I'll never find it again. And Lexi didn't believe me when we first met. I used to tell her that all the time. I'm like, it's because I like it. It's because I like it. And now I can't find it anywhere. And she didn't believe me until it started happening over and over again. And she's like, yeah, I can't find it anymore. So like when I was drinking coffee every day, and I used to get the Hershey's creamer, and I loved it. Like that was my favorite. I loved it. All of a sudden we couldn't find it anymore. I wouldn't eat this anymore, but I used to when Lexi and I first met. I used to do two things. I used to drink A&W root beer, diet root beer, and then I used to eat like the pre-cooked honey barbecue Tyson's chicken tenders, and I used to eat that religiously. And then I stopped finding both. Like I couldn't find them anywhere, both of them. Uh the Oikos, I was like, oh wow, Oikos is really good. It's creamy. I love it. We stopped finding those. Like now she believes me. She's like, yeah, it's true. It's so true. Like I'm like now it's so, right. It's so true. I'm like, she's like, yeah, I can't find them. I'm like, yeah, of course, because I like them. I love it. And now I don't find them anymore. Like it's so true. It happens all the time to me. They're like, oh, somebody's buying these. Yeah, let's not order these again. It's crazy. It happens all. And like I said, she didn't believe me. She's like, whatever. Until it started happening. I'm like, you can't find it now, right? She's like, yeah, I can't find it. So now it's funny because I don't drink coffee as much, and only because uh I got I was going through something, and the caffeine was like making me real, like it was making me real jittery for a while, so I had to cut back. And but now every time we go to the supermarket, she's like, look, they have your creamer. So I had a little bit coffee for the first time in months, and I like coffee. I don't like it as much as Lexi does. Like Lexi like has to have coffee, but I like a cup of coffee. Yeah, she's pissed now because I won't. She's not getting any more blueberries. Yeah, and she laid down. She laid down. She's like, whatever. But she'll be excited in a little bit because once it gets dark, she knows mommy's coming home soon. So like the other day, she pulled me outside. I was already cooking, and I started. I'm like, baby, like you gotta go now. Like I'm cooking. So she had to go. So I had to like turn the stove off because I didn't want to leave what I was cooking on. So I had to turn the stove off and walk outside. And she peed, but she didn't do anything else. And she's standing and she's looking in the direction of where she knows mommy would walk by, and she's trying to go up there. And I'm like, baby, like I'm like, where are you going? Like, let's go potty. Come on. And she wouldn't move. She wouldn't come. I'm like, what's wrong? And then I'm like, okay, baby, like we gotta go in. Like daddy's cooking. And then she started crying. I'm like, what's wrong? And then I realized like she was like, I know mommy's coming home soon. And when Lexi texts me that she's 5 minutes out, I always, I always tell her like, you wanna. I'm not gonna say it but I'm like, you wanna. And so she knows what that means, and she gets excited, and she sits down for me to put a leash on, and she's like, yeah, 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 yeah. So those of you just joining the chat, welcome, welcome in, welcome in. You're free to lurk, but I would love it if you say hello. Let me know where you're from, where are you watching from. That would be awesome. And if you've been here a while and you're digging the content, do me a favor, give it a like, share it out. We're awesome. I usually go live once a week with my wife, my on Saturdays, but my wife is working, so I'm here by myself. Oh, hey Anna. Savannah Steins are shrinking the mass on. So is that good news? That means like not great, but not bad. Like we'll take that. Like is that what that means? I don't know if you saw my message that I posted the other day, but uh yeah, I was thinking about you. So like that's not bad but not great. Right. Okay. Okay. Sometimes we'll take that. I mean, I know it's not, but hey, that's good news. Hell yeah. I'm glad. Oh yeah. Awesome. 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 God is good. God is good. Gotta protect. Let me tell you something. I couldn't imagine. I know what it feels like to, like Loki didn't get sick, but I know what it feels like to lose one. And let me tell you that in many cases, there are over 8 billion people on the world, and I would choose my dog over 99% of people because she's yeah. Hey, Miss Julie, thanks for being here from Nevada. Oh snap! I never heard of Sparks. Like, how far is that from like Vegas or Reno or something like that? Um, but hi from the desert. Awesome. Of course, Miss Anna. Like, yeah, like I said, man. Like we're dog lovers here, so we you totally get it. So, and we're gonna keep sending prayers your way, ma'am. Prayers your way. Because we want the baby to live as long as possible to be with us. I want to go to Nevada too. I've never been to Nevada, but most people go to Vegas. I don't know if I want to go to Vegas. Like I would go to Vegas just to like walk around and look, just to be like, oh, okay, I seen it. But I'm not a gambler, so like that doesn't excite me. Yes, prayers for Miss Anna's fur baby. No, no, you can't. Like there's no love like the love from a dog. That none. There's a running joke. Um, as a guy, I've said it, towards my wife, but I say it towards, since you're women. But there's a running joke. It's like stick your husband and your dog in a trunk for half an hour and see who still loves you when you open it. So, but you're right. There's no love like that from a dog. None. So Julie's from Sparks, Nevada. We all the way in Nevada. That's awesome. 500 miles from Vegas. Oh, that's a trip. But 30 minutes from Reno. Oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah. Nevada's one of those states that we get. One I was talking to Lexi, and one thing that I would love to do, and for those of you who don't know, like the way things are, like I'm not opposed to getting a 9 to 5, but I don't feel like they value people the way it used to be. So I'm all for like if you have a skill or something, to go out and build something on your own and do your own thing and live life on your terms, and that's what I'm all about. So one day I'm hoping that I would love to buy an RV, and I would buy an RV because I would want my daughter and nephew to come along because my nephew, if you don't know, my nephew's on the spectrum. So like long car rides in a regular car will not be fun for him. But so you have an RV, where he can relax and be comfortable and stuff, and just travel the country and just and just go places. Okay, Miss Eva, thank you for coming by and stopping with me and chatting for as long as you did. I greatly appreciate it. But that's the goal. And one of the places I would love to drive to is Nevada. That would be awesome. That would be that would be really awesome to drive up there and see. So have you been out of Miss Julie? Have you been out of Nevada? Like if there what places have you visited in the country? Is Nevada where you're from, or is that where you're just at now? Nevada, I would love to see Maine. Maine is somewhere I would love to go see. I don't know, something about Maine and the lighthouses. I hear a lot of them are haunted. I don't know if that's true, but like Maine, something about Maine. I've always wanted to go to Florida, and something about Miami was just alluring to me. And part of and it still is somewhat, but I had a really bad experience in Florida, so I don't want to go back. I would love to see New Orleans, especially like the French Quarter, and go down there during Mardi Gras. Like I've always wanted to do that. Um, Los Angeles, eh, you see Los Angeles a lot, like on in movies and TV shows and stuff. So it's not I would love to see it, but it's not a But there are places like I want to see the Grand Canyon. I want to go up to. I want to see Mount Rushmore. I want to I want to go to those places. When you're on a drive, you ever seen those movies? Like I'm gonna tell you a favorite movie of mine, and if I tell you the name, if I remember the name of the movie, if I tell you the name of the movie, and as a guy, and you be like, "Damn, you like that movie?" Um, and I can't think of the name of it now that I'm thinking about it, but it had Kirsten Dunst and Orlando Bloom, and Orlando Bloom he plays a young guy that his father passed away, and he has to go back to Louisville, Kentucky, and so he flies there, and the flight attendant, who's Kirsten Dunst, meets him, and like they have like they she's apparently from there, and like they meet up a couple times, like just interact, and they wind up falling in love in the end of the movie. Like it was good, but it was just I don't know, it was just something about that movie that was appealing to me, and part of it was that he goes on this road trip after his father's already passed, and they cremate him, and he has the urn with him in the passenger seat, and he goes on this like road trip with his father, and she maps it out. She like maps out the whole road trip from him. Like these are the things you need to see, and like there were little spots, like these little holes in the wall. Um, there's little towns that had like such character and such vibe that Hey, 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 get down, get down, hey, get down. There was little holes in with such character and such vibe that that go unnoticed unless you know those places, because they're not like New York City or Chicago or LA or something like that. And I don't know, it was just appealing to me. You're from Cali, awesome, and you've been to Montana. Wow, Montana, that's a state you don't hear often. You're like, wow, you've been like this people in Montana. That's a state you don't hear often. That's awesome though. I heard that Montana has there's certain places that are so wide open that they don't even have speed limits. That's pretty interesting. They're like the speed limit is like courteous and prudent or something like that. I heard like that's pretty interesting. But I would love like Montana's mountainous, right? There's those. That's a mountain state. Like I would love to see that too. The farthest west I've ever lived was in Utah for a total of 6 months, and Utah was really pretty. Like I love the mountains and stuff. It was really pretty. Cali. I heard Cali's expensive. Whew. I'm from New York, and I can imagine if New York is expensive. I can imagine how expensive Cali is. I was just reading in the news like Cali. It sounds so. It's so sad, man. Like that. Every time I hear like California has in wildfires and stuff, that's crazy. I can imagine what people were going through when like I remember like hearing the last one that happened a year or two ago, and celebrities they were talking about. I'm sure there were other regular normal people that had it, but they were talking about celebrities like losing their houses and stuff, and there were, excuse my friends, but they were assholes online talking about, well, it's okay to have the money to buy again and stuff, and it's like wow, dude, like you think just because I have money it makes losing all of my possessions that much easier. And it's not even the car, the house itself is picture frames and memories and stuff that you can't replace those. You know, you can't replace those. Lexi and I have lost uh two storages within weeks of each other. We had a small one in Florida and then a big one here in North Carolina, and we wound up losing them because we didn't have the money to live and pay to get our stuff out. And before we did, while we still had access, like I told her, I was like, we need to go in there and get whatever sentimental, you know, pictures and whatever that's sentimental that we don't want to lose. Everything else, like it sucks, to lose bed and TVs and stuff. It sucks, but that stuff can be replaced. It's like whatever. That stuff that stuff can be replaced. But pictures and stuff like that, like memories, like you can't get those back. So I was like, let's go in there and get everything that means something to us, and pack the car with as much as we can, and wherever else if we can get, we get. If not, you know, it was fun to have it. It's not. It sucks, but at the end of the day, you think about it, like you can't take it with you, right? Like eventually you're gonna lose the stuff anyway. So it's like, but it sucks. So I like go in, and she was really, when we thought we lost it initially, like she was hurt because all her photos and stuff that we had over the years, and but like I said, we were able to go in, and all that stuff that was sentimental to us, we were able to get out. So, but losing stuff, you know I've lost everything I've owned 3 times already. 3 times. I've this is the first time Lexi's gone through it, and it sucks knowing that somebody's selling your hard earned stuff. But you know, it's just stuff. Stuff can be replaced. Memories and mementos and sentimental stuff can. So we got what we could. So, but it's gonna get bad here. The weather is supposed to be starting tonight. I think starting tonight or sometime overnight. The weather's supposed to be really bad. It sucks. I'm kind of hoping. So hear me out. So I'm kind of hoping that it's bad enough to where Lexi don't have to go to work tomorrow. She'll work from home, but she won't have to drive in because then she'll be home. She'll be with me. So I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. So, but but anyway, I'm gonna hop off. So I've been on here a while and I've been running my mouth and stuff. But I so appreciate. I didn't think anybody was gonna join because it was the middle of the day, but I wasn't doing anything, so I figured why not give it a try. But I'm so appreciative of those of you that came in and those of you that commented and engaged and liked and stuff. Like it means the world to me. Um, so I do, I appreciate it. And if you like the content, Lexi will be home tomorrow night. When she gets home from work, and we'll be going live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're passing through, pull up, cop a squat, and come hang out with us. No pressure, no agenda. Like my lives are just somewhere, for people to relax and let the and be comfortable and there's no leaders here. There's no one in charge. Like we're just trying to vibe out and have a good time and stuff. Kind of get away from the grind type thing and has a place to just kick back with like-minded people. So that appeals to you. Like I said, 8 p.m. tomorrow, which is Saturday Eastern Standard Time, will be on. So if you're passing through, cop a squat and pull up. So and before you go, if you could do me a favor, like this live, share it if you know somebody who likes the kind of vibe, and hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow. Much love. I catch you later.